Very few people understand the stock market. Football Index gives users the opportunity to trade and make money with something they love, the beautiful game. So let's start with the best news of the week, and that was Tottenham's 2-1 win at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium yesterday afternoon against Southampton. Ndombele got our first goal, and then of course Serge Aurier then got sent off very, very quickly after his first yellow card. Then Hugo Lloris made this glaring error, put Danny Ings in 1-1, but that man, Harry Kane, done it again and got us the 3 points, and it has put everybody in such a good mood in the last 24 hours. Now, after the result today, Leicester beating Newcastle 5-0 at the King Power Stadium, it now puts Tottenham in 5th in the Premier League. Now, Tottenham have now played 7 in the Premier League, won 3, drawn 2 and lost 2. We have scored 14 goals, let 9 in, and we're sitting on 11 points. Our next Premier League game is next Saturday, Brighton away, and remember, we haven't won an away game in the Premier League since January, so Tottenham and Poch will really be looking to put that right. Next week it is a 12:30 kick-off, so let's hope we get the 3 points there as well. So after the match, Mauricio Pochettino was actually asked about Hugo Lloris's mistake in the game. Mauricio Pochettino actually said, "You do not need to blame Hugo, blame me, because I demand him to play that way in a match. I don't want anyone to blame him in this action. I want the blame because I demand him to do what he is doing." He then later added that Lloris is so strong mentally, and of course showed that he wasn't affected by this situation. Now, that is totally true. He didn't show he was affected at all, because the second half, Hugo Lloris made a couple of absolutely outstanding saves, and that really does prove why he is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Yes, he's got an error in him. Lots of goalkeepers have, but his saves are just second to none. Absolutely incredible, and fair play to Hugo Lloris, because some goalkeepers could have been just feeling sorry for themselves. He didn't. That is why he is a World Cup winning captain. So well done, Hugo. Now, talking about Tottenham's character, Mauricio Pochettino added the following: "To be honest, I'm not surprised about the character of the team. We have the character. Sometimes we need to realise that every time we compete, we have to use the character." Now, straight after the game, Harry Kane took to Twitter, as he normally does. He always tweets about a Tottenham victory, and he actually said, "Amazing effort to dig deep and grind out the win." So earlier today, the Tottenham Hotspur women beat West Ham women at the London Stadium 2-0. It was Tottenham Hotspur women's third WSL game of the season. So now the Tottenham Hotspur women have won 2 and lost 1. Now, this game was actually watched by nearly 25,000 fans in the London Stadium, an attendance of 24,790. Rihanna Dean, if you haven't seen it, scored an absolutely fantastic header from a super cross, and Lucy Quinn got the second goal for Tottenham. So next up for the Tottenham Hotspur women is another Women's Super League game. It will be their 4th of the season. It is on the 13th of October, 12:30 kick-off. It is at home to Manchester United women, and the game is being played at the Hive, the home of Barnet Football Club. So a little update on the Tottenham Hotspur under-18s. Now, in the last 7 days, we've played 2 matches. Now, last Saturday, the 21st of September, it was an 11:30 kick-off away at Southampton at the Staplewood training ground. Tottenham under-18s won 2-0. Now, yesterday, on the 28th of September, 11 a.m. kick-off at the Little Heath Sports Centre. That was in the under-18s Premier League Cup, and that was away at West Ham United, and unfortunately the under-18s lost 2-1. So next up for the under-18s, they will actually play next Saturday on the 5th of October, 12 noon kickoff. That would be at Hotspur Way. That is against Aston Villa. Now, just before that, on the 1st of October, which is Tuesday, the under-19s will play Bayern Munich in the UEFA Youth League. every time that the first team play Champions League football, the under-19s always play the same team in European competition in the UEFA Youth League. So that will be the under-19 second game. The first game we actually drew away at Olympiacos 1-1. So the under-23s have had an abysmal week, really. That's probably fair to say that. On Monday night, we actually travelled away at Blackburn Rovers, played at the Lancashire FA County Ground. It finished Blackburn Rovers under-23s 4, Tottenham under-23s 0. Now, Friday just gone, we actually played away at Brighton and Hove Albion at the Amex Stadium, actually, and we lost that game 4-1. So next up for the development squad, this time the under-21s, we'll be playing in the leasing.com trophy. This will be the second group stage game. This time it will be away at Colchester United. That will be on Tuesday, the 8th of October, and that is a 7:30 kickoff at the JobServe Community Stadium. So earlier today, our former striker Darren Bent has been talking about the left-back situation at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, and he believes at the moment Danny Rose is one of the best left-backs in the Premier League. He also says that Ben Davies is very unlucky to be constantly left out of Mauricio Pochettino's team. He then says when Danny Rose is fit, he's arguably the best left-back in the conversation and in the Premier League. He then talks about the Ben Davies situation and says, I think Ben Davies understands where he's at, but at the same time, he needs to know there's going to be an opportunity. When he's going to be called upon, he needs to be ready. So over the last couple of months, certainly, there have been hundreds and hundreds of reports about Christian Eriksen leaving Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. It looks highly likely that he is not going to sign a brand new contract at Tottenham and leave the club either in January or at the end of the season. Now, Goal are actually claiming that Manchester United are reportedly lining up a January swoop for Christian Eriksen. I am just so used now to just reading all of these stories about Christian Eriksen. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on the Eriksen situation. Would you like him to leave in January? Would you like him to leave at the end of the season? Or indeed, would you like him to sign a new contract, which I think is very, very unlikely? Former Southampton legend Matt Le Tissier has been talking about the situation about Christian Eriksen and says that if Christian Eriksen left Spurs, then James Maddison, the Leicester player, would be his perfect replacement to sign for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. He actually said, Maddison is a player that would be on the radar of teams like Spurs, especially if they were to lose Christian Eriksen. You look at James Maddison and he would be a pretty ideal replacement. I think the boy has everything in his locker. Really interesting one this. The Express have actually reported stating that Tottenham have reportedly made Gareth Southgate, the current England manager, their top target to replace Mauricio Pochettino if the Argentine leaves North London. Now that is the headline. According to Express, Spurs chiefs have had the England boss Southgate on their radar since the back end of last season. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of these rumours. So some great news this. On Friday, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club announced on all of their social media channels that Moussa Sissoko, our midfield maestro, signed a brand new contract, keeping him now at the club until 2023. He is currently 30 years old, so at the end of his contract, that will take him up to be 34 years old. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of Moussa Sissoko signing this brand new contract at the club. So, if you attended the Tottenham v Southampton match yesterday, you would have seen at half-time that Steve Perryman, our record appearance holder at the club, actually came out at half-time and done his half-time interview with Paul Coyett. Now, believe it or not, it is now 50 years. On Friday, it was the anniversary, 50 years since Steve Perryman made his debut for the club. Now, I'm not that old, I don't remember it, but the older viewers of these videos will remember it. So please put in the comment section below your favourite memories of Steve Perryman. So I know this piece of news is a couple of days old, but in case you missed it in the media, now UEFA has actually banned Red Star Belgrade fans from buying tickets for the Champions League match at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as a punishment for racism. Now the Serbian side will not be able to sell tickets for the Group B game, which will take place on October the 22nd. So when we play that game in the Champions League at home, there will be no Red Star Belgrade fans there. Thank you for watching yet another video. Please do look out for the match preview video tomorrow. Tottenham v Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Doesn't come bigger than that, does it? Come on, you Spurs. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you like the shirt I've been wearing in today's video, you can order one of these shirts and many, many more from Toffs.com. You can also get in touch with them by email. It is Enquires@Toffs.com. All of the links are in the description box below this video. They have an absolutely superb range of retro Tottenham shirts, so don't miss out. Very few people understand the stock market. Football Index gives users the opportunity to trade and make money with something they love, the beautiful game.